Hello, today on Quick Sports Guys, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the pre-draft. Many people don't consider just how important the pre-draft is. They look at players, they look at stats from last year, but they never really go in depth. This is the key to getting a good draft pick, getting good selections, and really getting ahead from the very beginning, jumping out of the gate strong. You have to know your players, you have to know your teams, you have to know the dynamics, you have to know everything about everything. You have to know, are players getting traded? Are players injured? Are players coming back from injury? Because they're never really as strong when they come back from injury. This is a red flag. Jamal Charles, Fred Jackson, Matt Schaub, all of these people, you got to be careful with them. They could be coming back strong, but they could be a dud for the rest of the game. You also have to look at where people are going. Trades are a huge thing whenever you're looking at players because it sometimes affects them, it sometimes doesn't. Maybe they'll be upset that they're getting traded and they won't play as hard. You have to look at, for instance, running backs, you have to look at what affects them most. For them, it's the offensive line. Is their offensive line injured? If so, they're not going to be running as well because the defense is going to be coming through a lot faster. For wide receivers, you have to look at, hey, is the quarterback injured? For instance, Andre Johnson, an elite wide receiver, his stock value plummeted whenever Matt Schaub got injured. So you have to really look at a whole bunch of components. And many people are like, oh, obviously, duh, I have to do all of this. But people don't really consider it. You have to know what's going to do well, who's going to break out, who's going to have a star season, who's going to be the only back, the only receiver, the only quarterback of that team. You got to be like, okay, they're going to do something because they're going to get most of the carries, they're going to get most of the looks. For instance, Beanie Wells is a person that never really was looked at. But then, whenever he was at Arizona last year, he was the only running back. So even though he was injured, he kept playing and he kept producing. You have to find the people like that so that you can get ahead in the game for people who other players in the fantasy draft won't draft. So you have to find those key players that kind of fly under the radar, but because you did your research, you'll be able to get them. Hope this helps, and this is a review of Pre-Draft by Quick Sports Goods. Thank you.